Hello, everybody. Welcome to Funday Friday here on the channel. A day where I pick a game I have not played in a very long time and put it on the channel. It's something to be different. In the past, we started out with replay baseball, 1941 game in replay baseball. Then we went to payoff pitch baseball. Then we went to History Maker baseball and Status Pro. Actually, Status Pro and then History Maker baseball. So now we're into another game. Haven't given the game away yet. I did say that Ryan Sandberg would be in this game. It's not a Sandberg tribute, but it is an August 1st game in 1986 between the Chicago Cubs and the Philadelphia Phillies at the Vet. And probably save your heart attacks, your Fred Sanford imitations with the hand on your heart, not having the big one. It's going to be APA baseball. Basic APA baseball. Basic APA. I know. I'm feeling it myself, but it's just the way it is. Basic APA. All right. So we will go through the lineups real quick. I've got them on the APA score sheet, the official APA score sheet. We've got Dernier in center, Sandberg at second, Matthews in left, Moreland in right, Davis the catching, Say at third, Trio at first, Dunston at short, and Ed Lynch the pitcher. And Ed Lynch is a C-grade pitcher. He is a C-grade pitcher with a quality of a Z. Ed Lynch. The Cubs are fielding column number 2 for their total fielding. For the Phillies, it'll be Gary Reedus in left, Jeff Stone in center, Juan Samuel at second, Mike Schmidt at third, Von Hayes at first, Glenn Wilson in right, John Russell catching, Steve Jeltz the shortstop, and Don Carmen the pitcher. Carmen is a B-grade pitcher with a Y grade. The Phillies are also fielding column number 2. Both teams are fielding column number 2. There you see the benches and bullpens for both. I know the Cub one is a little bit dark because I printed on their team colors. Spire is from the right-hand side. From the left-hand side, Bosley, Francona, Martinez, and the switch hitter Mumphrey. And in the bullpen, right-handers Frazier, Gumpert, and Lee Smith. Left-handers Ray Fontenot and Frank Pepino. The Philly bench and bullpen, pretty much self-explanatory. All right. So I was trying to figure out how to best do this and make this presentation. So I thought using the History Maker Stadium would allow for the cards to be placed in a decent position to be used. APA, Alan, this is the game I haven't played in I don't know how long on the channel. So again, that's all part of what Funday Friday is all about, is playing these, I won't call them abstract games, but they're games different than Inside Pitch, Season Ticket, or Strat, which is what the 3 main ones I'm playing right now. So picking a different game. Next week, of course, will be a different game again. I'll pick an August 8th game from some game engine, and I'll pick a game from some year on August the 8th, and that game engine will be presented. All right. Even I know, I'm definitely not an APA guy, but even I know that you're supposed to use the shaker. I've seen a lot of APA videos out there where these guys are put in their dice tower. You're going to play APA, you play it right. Shaker, buddy. Shaker. You don't dare go to an APA tournament and try to use a dice tower or your hands. You better have a shaker in your hand or you're going to be expelled. So if you're going to play APA on video, at least play the damn thing right. All I got to say about it, and since I was thinking about maybe doing it in this tray, but I'm wondering if I have enough room here, but I think I'm going to do it in the tray, and then we'll see what happens. Actually, I might do it here when the bases are empty. So we'll see. Cubs and Phillies. Bob Dernier leads off against Don Carmen. Don Carmen is a B-grade pitcher. And I've got my big APA book right here ready to go with the bases empty column. And we'll see what happens. I'm assuming everybody knows at least how to play basic APA. There we go, 65. Go to Dernier. 65 is a 35. Hello, Colin. 65 is a 35, fielding column 2. 35 is a ground out to first, unassisted. First, I'm not going to show the book all the time because it's too cumbersome, but just want to show it that one time there. So Dernier grounds to Von Hayes for out number 1, and he's out of there. That'll bring up Ryan Sandberg. This is not a Ryan Sandberg tribute game. I already did that with Stratomatic, but this is a Funday Friday game. All right, here's Sandberg, 24, and that's a 13, so he is out on strikes. Sandberg, swing and a miss, 2 down. And that'll bring up the Sarge, Gary Matthews. 53, and that is a 17. Fielding column 2, a 17 is a single to right field. Had they been a fielding column 1, it would have been a fly out. But instead, with fielding column 2, it is a single. And Gary Matthews gets on base with a 2-out single. Trying to use the setup the same I did for History Maker Baseball. I know the thing is a little bit dark here, but I mean, in '86, the road uniform with the Cubs were solid blue jerseys. They were not gray. So I was trying to pattern it after that. And since Matthews is on, and of course, steals, we're doing everything basic, nothing out of the ordinary. So the only way he's going to steal is if you get an 11 or 4, or there's an asterisk by their card that tells you to steal. All right, here is Keith Moreland, 34. 34 is a 31, and now we go to runners on first base. Run on first base, fielding column number 2, and a 31. That will be a fly out to center field unless the pitcher has a K, which he does not. So it's a fly out to center, and that's going to end the inning. Cubs come away empty-handed in the top of the first. We go to the bottom of the first. Cubs nothing, Phillies coming to bat. And you got 2 legendary announcers on the call, Harry Carey and Harry Callis, a couple of Harrys in this one. And you got some Hall of Famers as well. Besides Sandberg, of course, you got Mike Schmidt. Might be the only 2 Hall of Famers that are in the lineup. I think it is. All right, so Ed Lynch is your starting pitcher. Yeah, Alan, I don't think they offer that more. Yeah, I'm not a chart guy, Colin. That's one of the many reasons why I don't usually play APA. I did buy this 86 set years ago just to give it a shot. I wanted to give it an honest shot, but not my favorite. I will pull it out maybe once in a blue moon just to play a game, and this is the blue moon right here. Hey, D. Scott, how are you doing? So Ed Lynch is a C-rated pitcher. Gary Reedus is your leadoff man in the bottom of the first. 61, I got to go back to bases empty chart. Fielding column 2. 61 is a 40, and a 40 is a foul. If the pitcher has a W, it's a walk. He does not have a W. He's actually got a Z. So it's a foul ball. Strike 1. We'll try again. 65 is a 35. Already seen that's a ground ball to first. That happened in here to lead off the game for the Cubs. So Reedus, the leadoff man, does the exact same thing. Now we go to Jeff Stone. 46 for Stone is a 13. He's going to strike out. So the first 2 batters of each inning have started the same, a grounder to first and a strikeout. Funny how the roles work out that way. Here's Juan played against Samuel, second baseman. That's a 32, and that's a 26. So fielding column 1, 26 is a 4-3 ground out. Sandberg will make the play. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Ed Lynch and the Cubbies. And at the end of 1, we got no score from the vet. Hello, Alan. Good to see you. All right, Jody Davis-Eyes, the catcher, steps to the plate to face Carmen. 25. 25 is an 8. Carmen is a B-rated pitcher. A B and an 8 is a fly out to center field. Of course, I'll show that on the chart. B and an 8 is a fly out to center. Had he been a C grade pitcher on an 8, that would have been a single. But a B grade pitcher, it's a fly out, 1 away. So Jody Davis is retired. I'm not going to show the book. I'll show it once in a blue moon, but just certain results that I think need to be shown, I'll show them. Here's the Penguin, Ron Say, 24. That's a 13. Don't need to show any results for that. That's universally a strikeout. Out number 2. Here's Manny Trio, 54. That's a 32. And 32 in fielding column 2 is, again, a fly out to right with a K for a strikeout, but he does not have the K quality, so the fly out to right is good. And that will do it for the Cubbies. They go 3 up and 3 down. We go to the bottom of the second, no score. Here from the vet on August 1st, 1986. Of course, we're playing this August 1st, 2025. Michael Jack Schmidt. I never knew they called him Herbie. That's kind of weird. Michael Jack Schmidt will lead it off here against Lynch. 24 is a 13, though, so Schmidt's going to strike out. One away for Von Purple Hayes. 53 is a 20, fielding column 2. And that's an error. Look at it here, fielding column number 2 and a 20 with the bases empty is an error on Sandberg of all people. Do you believe that? Really? You're going to give Sandberg an error? Come on now. Well, he made an error. Can't help it. E4 on Sandberg. Hayes is on first with one away for Glenn Wilson. 46, and that's a 27. We go to man on first, fielding column 2, and a 27. And that is batter safe at first. Fielder's choice. If the pitcher has an X, it's a strikeout. Lynch has a Z, not an X. So it's a 5-4 fielder's choice. They get Hayes at second base. Glenn Wilson will reach on the fielder's choice. There are now 2 outs. It's going to go Say to Sandberg. 5-4, fielder's choice. And that brings up John Russell, the catcher. So maybe I don't need this tray after all. That might help a little bit. Give us some more room. I don't have to worry about covering. Maybe even see, well, I can't really show everything. I'll show part of the score sheet, I guess, but at least everything here is shown. So here's Russell, 43, and that's a 29. Fielding column 2, 29 is going to be with 2 outs. It's a pitcher to first put out 1-3, unless the pitcher has a Y. Again, he only has a Z, so it's a ground out pitcher to first to end the inning. And that will do it for the Phillies. They get a runner on an error by Sandberg, but nothing else comes of it. Go to the third. Still zip to zip. And leading off will be Shawan Dunston. It's a 15. I got to get the book back to bases empty. Fielding column number 2. 15 on Dunston is a 10. 10. Well, now we got to go to the B grade pitcher. That's still going to be a single for Dunston. So Dunston will single. And that sets things up for a bunt attempt for Ed Lynch. And I'll get to the bunt attempt here in the book. Runner on first base bunt. We're going to be looking in this long chart right here. Runner on first base sacrifice bunt. And we're going to see what happens. So if I remember correctly, you roll on the dice, check the card, get the number, and take that number to the bunt chart, not the dice number. If that's wrong, somebody tell me, but I think that's how it's supposed to be done. So we're rolling Lynch's card. It's a 54, and that's a 32. So we go to 32 on the bunt chart. 32 says out at first, runner to second, third base to first base. So it's going to be a 5-3 sacrifice. And again, if I did that incorrectly, somebody let me know. Dunston will take second base. He's on second for Bobby Dernier. Hello, Ryan. Is that for Ryan Sandberg? Or all right, here is Dernier, 25. And a runner's on. I got to move to runner on second chart now. I do have these things tabbed in my book. I do have them tabbed. I was at one point going to try to be a serious APA player. Just didn't work out for me. So we are on runners on second. A 25 is a 10. So we're under B grade. B grade and a 10. Out at first, runner goes to third. So it's a 5-3 ground out. Dunston will take third, but now there are 2 away. So I don't know how many people out there are APA players. Like I said, I play maybe once a year, so it's not very often. So almost on special occasions. So now we go to runner on third for Rhino. Rhino the batter. Runner on third, 2 outs, clutch situation. And that's an 11 for Rhino. He gets a 0. You know he's going to drive the run home because we're going to column number 2, which is always a hit. That's a 25, so that's going to be a 1. It is gone. Ryan Sandberg makes up for the error with a 2-run home run. 25 there. Second column is a 1. It is gone. This is not Master Game, so there's no finicky way to try to get out of that home run. It's a home run. Ryan Sandberg. Home run. 2-0 Cubs on the Sandberg home run. And that brings up Gary Matthews. 36 is a 33. Go way back to bases empty with the 33. Field in column 2. And that is a pop out to second unless the pitcher has a Y. Carmen does have the Y, so it will be a strikeout instead. So since he had the Y, he picks up the strikeout. But picking up the 2-run home run is Rhino. And at the end of 2.5, it's Cubs 2 and Phillies nothing. All right, now we go to Steve Jeltz, the shortstop, number 8 hitter. It's a 16, and that's a 28. 28 is a ground ball to short, so Dunston's going to make the play. 1 away. And now that'll bring up the pitcher, Carmen. 66 for Carmen is an 8. How about that? 8 with a C-grade pitcher is single to left center. So Don Carmen, because he rolled a 66, is going to get himself a base hit. And that brings up Gary Reedus. 64 for Reedus is a 13. He will strike out. I don't care what column you're on. That is a strikeout. 2 down for Jeff Stone. Stone struck out his first chance. Lynch has 3 strikeouts so far. 13 is a 14. Most likely will be a walk. However, the runner on first and a Z, that might be a 2-ball count. Let's double check it. 14. Yep, it's a 2-ball count because he has a Z quality, does Lynch. So it's a 2-ball count. And try again. 36. 36 is a 33. With the runner on first, 33, and that's a pop out to third baseman Ron Say, and that will end the inning. So a single by the pitcher Carmen, but nothing else happens. And we will go to the 4th inning with the score, Cubs 2, Phillies nothing on this Funday Friday. And yes, don't adjust your sets. This is APA. And APA basic, no less. No Merino boards, no Master Game, no nothing. This is about as basic as you can get. Here's Moreland. Whoa, 66. That's a 0. So going to the second column for Moreland. 13 is a 6. That should be a double, I would think. B pitcher, a 6 is a double to right center for Keith Moreland. A leadoff double for Moreland. And Carmen in a little bit of trouble. Moreland is second, nobody out for Mr. Jody Davis. We get a 51, and that's a 9. That could be problems. A 9 and a B pitcher with runner on second. B pitcher, single over second. Runner scores. Slow runner is out at home. Moreland is a slow runner. Moreland is a slow runner. I guess if I was more into APA, I would have played it safe, but I didn't do it. So Moreland's out. I'm not going to go back on it now. And it's just my inexperience of APA where I haven't played in so long. I remember there's a rule where you could play it safe for slow runners, and I didn't take advantage of that rule. So Jody Davis gets the base hit, but his runner's going to be out because he's a slow runner out at home. And that's going to go 8-2 on the putout. Moreland is out as Stone threw him out. 8-2, out number 1. My bad there, and that's just inexperience on my part. You wouldn't see probably seasoned APA guys. They would have probably played it safe knowing that Moreland was slow, but I'm not a seasoned APA guy. What can I tell you? All right, here is Ron Say. 34 is a 31, and we're on runners on first now. Fielding column 2, and a 31 is a fly out to center field. Runners will hold. So he flies out to Stone, 2 down. Davis still at first, and here is Manny Trio. 46, and that is a 29, and that's going to be a pitcher to first put out unless the pitcher has a Y. Carmen again has the Y, so it will be a strikeout. That is a modified strikeout for Carmen because of that Y factor. And that's going to do it for the Cubbies. They get a man thrown out at the plate. They still lead, though, 2-0 after 4, or after 3.5, I should say. And for those that are just dying to see the APA logo or whatever somewhere, I guess I'll leave this over here just so you know it's APA. I mean, everybody should see it's APA, but I'll just put it down there just for the heck of it. All right, here's Juan Samuel. It'll be Samuel, Schmidt, and Hayes here in the bottom of the 4th. 66 for Samuel. That's a 0. 55. That's gone. It's a 1. It's gone. Home run. Like I said, APA basic. It's all in how well you roll doubles. You can roll doubles, you can win a championship. I don't care what kind of team you have. As long as you can roll doubles, you're good. So Samuel, a home run, cuts the lead to 2-1. Here's Schmidt, 65. Almost got to 66. 65, though, is a 35. And once again, that will be a ground ball to first base. Unassisted for Trio, 1 down. If you wonder why Durham's not starting, it's because the Cubs are using right-handed hitters against the lefty Carmen. Even though this is basic, you know, in real baseball, they do factor lefty-righties in. All right, here's Von Hayes. Von Hayes. 12, and that's a 25. And that's going to be a 4-3 ground out to Sandberg unless the pitcher has an X, but he does not have the X. So it won't be a strikeout. It will be a ground out to second. 2 down for Wilson. 56, and that's going to be a 13. He's going to go down on strikes. But the home run from Juan Samuel has cut the lead to 2-1 after 4. Those 66s will get you every time. All right. I'm surprised APA, and they may have done it without my knowledge, but I'm surprised they haven't organized something with Route 66 where you can get your kicks rolling 66 or some kind of combination thereof. I'm surprised some marketing person hasn't already done that. But maybe they did, and I just don't know it. Here's Dunston, 35, and that's a 39, and that's going to be a strike unless the pitcher has a W for a walk, but he does not have the W, so it's strike 1 on Dunston. 64, and a 13 completes the strikeout. Dunston gone. Brings up the pitcher, Ed Lynch. Bring his card over here in the batting order for Eddie Lynch. Loaded with 13s on his card. 34, but we found a 31 instead. Simply a fly out to Stone in center for out number 2. That'll bring up Dernier. 56, and that's a 34, and 34 is a pop-up to short, but the pitcher has a Y. It's a strikeout. Once again, Carmen gets that strikeout modifier with the Y, and that's going to do it for the Cubbies. So we go to the bottom of the 5th, 2-1 Chicago. Here's John Russell. 56 again. That's a 13. He will strike out. Russell is out of there. Here's Steve Jeltz, shortstop. 22 for Jeltz. That's an 8. And on a C-grade pitcher, I believe that's a base hit. C-grade pitcher, base is empty, and 8 is a single to left center. So Steve Jeltz, a B pitcher, that would have been an out, but not a C pitcher. So Jeltz reaches on a 1-out single. Could bunt with Carmen, but there's already 1 out. So, and he got a single last time up when he rolled a 66. So I think they're going to have him swing away. That's an 11. Look at that, a 21. That's an unusual result. I don't see many 21s from what I can remember. Column 2, runner on first, a 21. First and second on an error, runner to third. Wait a minute. First and second on error. This is kind of confusing here. First and second on error. Runner to, how can a runner go to third? It doesn't even say who the error is on. It says shortstop first. I'm kind of confused here, folks. So you APA guys can fill me in on this. We rolled an 11 on Carmen, which is a 21. And a 21 with a runner on first base, fielding column 2 says right here, 21 says first and second on error, runner to third, shortstop to first. Shortstop to first looks like it's a put out. So I'm not sure if the error is on the shortstop. You would think it would say first and second on error and leave it at that because the runner was already at first. So you would think it would now be first and second. So I'm a little bit confused. Even on it's amazing. Even the basic game can confuse me. But it did. Let's see here. So I'm not sure how to play this. Is it an error on the shortstop or what is it? Somebody let me know. There's a runner on first right now. And this says first and second on error. Runner to third. But it says shortstop to first. That is strange wording, a world's worst. It definitely is. So I'm not really, and this is the first time I think I've ever had a 21, so I don't really know what's going on with this. Let me check fielding column 1. Fielding column 1 is just a simple, no, that says same thing. Fielding column 1 is the exact same thing. First and second on error, runner to third. I am somewhat perplexed and confused on that, so I'm not sure. I'm banging this thing around. So I'm not sure exactly how to play it, so I think I'm just going to guesstimate it. I'm going to call it an error, but I don't know who the error is on. It says shortstop to first. That doesn't make any sense. Oh, wait a minute. It's got assist, shortstop. Okay, I see what's going on here now. Okay, I see what's going on now. The error is on the first baseman. It says assist, shortstop, error, first baseman. So Dunston threw it to Trio at first. He either dropped the ball or let it get by him or something. So first and second on error, runner to third. So I'm thinking that both runners will get second and third. That's the way I'm reading it. And if that's wrong, it's just crappy wording in my opinion. But that's the way I'm going to read it. It's an error on the first baseman Trio. They give assist credit to Dunston, but the error on Trio allows the runners to get to second and third. So I'm calling it a 2-base error on Trio. I don't know how else to do it. It's going to put runners at second and third with only 1 out. So the infield is going to have to come in for the leadoff man, Gary Reedus. And if anybody that's an expert at this game, not now maybe, but watching it later, lets me know what I should have done instead, I'll, obviously make that note. But to me, it's just a little bit awkward in the wording. But I'm trying to decipher it the best I can. All right, so infield is in, second and third, 1 out for Gary Reedus. 46 for Reedus is a 13. That's a strikeout and a big one. That means the infield can now go back to normal for Jeff Stone. $15 is an 11. That's trouble. That's usually a base hit. C-grade pitcher, and an 11 is a single to left. Single to left. Runner advances 1 base. 2 outs, both score. Batter steals second on the next pitch. They both score since there's 2 outs. It's a 2-run single from Jeff Stone. And on top of that, Stone will steal second base. while Samuel is at bat. So it's a 2-run single by Jeff Stone, and the error was the cause of all of this. And Stone will steal second on top of it. So two-run single from Stone scores Jeltz and Carmen. These runs are unearned, and then he steals second base. And now Juan Samuel, the batter. Runner now on second. So let me go chart back to runner on second. Runner on second with 2 outs, and Juan Samuel. 41 is a 28, and a 28 is a ground out to short to end the inning. But 2 runs for the Phillies, they were unearned. That Manny Trio error really cost them. And at the end of 5, it is 3-2 Phillies. Go to the 6th. And I'm going to use the number in parentheses for the pitcher as far as fatigue. So he's got a 26 here, so I'm going to say he can face 26 batters. So does Lynch. They both have 26. Carmen has faced 19. Lynch has faced 21. So they should be good for at least one more inning. All right, here's Sandberg. He hit a 2-run homer last time up that gave the Cubs the lead at that point. 13 is a 36. And we go back to bases empty, column 2, fielding column 2. 36 is a ball. The pitcher does not have a W, so it's not a walk. It's just ball 1 count. 36 again is a ball 2 count. I'm sorry, 36 was a 14. My bad. 36 was a 14. That will be a walk. He does not have the Z quality, so Sandberg will reach on the leadoff walk. And that will send up to Sarge, Gary Matthews. 32 is a 26. Runner on first now. Good thing I got these tabs. 32 is a 26. 26 out at first, runner to third. That doesn't make sense. I had him on second, not first. Hold on. 26. Batter safe at first, fielder's choice. So it's going to be a 4-6 fielder's choice. Sandberg is out. Matthews will reach. I'm not as quick on the flip of these charts because I haven't played this game in who knows how long. But it's like riding a bike. You'll eventually figure it out. Matthews is aboard. He's a slow runner. Here's Keith Moreland. 43 is a 29. Back to runner on first and a 29. 29 says safe at first. Runner out. Fielder's choice. Pitcher to shortstop. So it's a 1-6 fielder's choice. And Keith Moreland, another slow runner, will be at first base. Back-to-back fielder's choices. Brings up Jody Davis. Davis singled his last time up, but Moreland was thrown out trying to score from second, so didn't play it safe. But since there are 2 outs, and since he's only at first, I'm not going to worry about playing it safe. We're just going to have Davis swing away. 52 is a 27, so it's irrelevant anyway. The pitcher does not have an X, so it's not a strikeout. So it's going to be a 5-4 fielder's choice. So 3 fielder's choices ends the inning. And the Cubs are done in their half of the 6th. Still 3-2 Phillies as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Cub bullpen is starting to stir as Ed Lynch is scheduled to bat 4th next inning. So we look at the Cub bullpen. They've got 3 right-handers, Frazier, Gumpert, and Smith, and 2 lefties, DePino and Fontenot. Phillies have mostly right-handers, except for Von Hayes. Everybody else is right-handed. So it looks like this guy, George Frazier, is loosening in the bullpen. So George Frazier, I'll put him here as loosening in the bullpen. So right now, Lynch is in there to face Michael Jack Schmidt. 56 is a 13. He will strike out. 1 away. And that brings up Von Hayes. 45 is a 14, and that'll be a walk. On Hayes, you need double Z with the bases empty to prevent the walk. One Z won't do it with the bases empty. It will with the run on first, but it won't do it with the bases empty for whatever reason. All right, here is Glenn Wilson. 64 is a 13 for a strikeout, but I'm sure APA has 1,200 hours of research, just like Strat does, to know exactly why it's that way. Here's John Russell. 64, that's a 13. It's another strikeout to end the inning. That may do it for Lynch because he's going to be batting fourth this inning, and they would definitely pinch hit for him if it gets to that. Plus, he's close to his. Oh, you got you're welcome, Dana. It is, like I said, it's a front and back, so make sure when you print it on both sides. That way you get two copies, and you can save paper that way. All right, so we got Say, Trio, and Dunston due up. Carmen can face 26 batters. He has faced a total of 23, so he's okay for now. Here's Say. 63 is a 31. Bases empty, 31. 31 bases empty as a fly out to center field. I used to memorize that. I used to know 30. I used to know 30 was left, 31 was center, and 32 was right. I used to know that back in the day without even looking at the chart. That tells you how long it's been since I played this game. Here's Trio, 62. That's a 32, so that's a fly to right. This time I don't have to worry about looking. I knew it. So 2 quick outs, and that's going to bring up Dunston. On deck is a pinch hitter, and the pinch hitter on deck is Jerry Mumphrey. 25, and that's an 8. But a B pitcher is going to take the 8 away. As we see here, base is empty, B pitcher. And 8 is a fly out to center field. C pitcher, that would have been a base hit, but not a B pitcher. So he's out of there. And the result actually was a fly to center. Okay, make sure I get the right thing to put there for the out. So now Lynch, would they dare let him go another inning? He can face 26 batters. He's faced 25, so he's going to be very close to being tired. So it looks like the Cubbies will make a change. And let's see how they want to do this. With Russell, Jeltz, and Carmen due up, they're going to go and bring in George Frazier. No double switch. They're just going to have Frazier pitch this inning, and then they'll bring in another pitcher to pitch the next inning. But right now, George Frazier is going to be on to pitch in place of Lynch. Frazier is a C-grade pitcher, just like Lynch was, but he has an X and a W. So he's a little bit wild, but he does get some strikeouts. So let's get the totals on Lynch. The 3 runs he allowed, 2 of them were unearned. So he allowed 3 runs, only 1 earned in 6 innings. He has given up 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. Check his walks and strikeouts. He walked 1. Got him just for 1 walk. Strikeout quite a few. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 strikeouts. Most of those because of the Philly hitters just strike out too much because he doesn't have a modifier or anything like that. All right, so new pitcher into the game is George Frazier. Cross him off as being unavailable now. But we are at the 7th inning stretch, and if you know anything around here very long, you know the 7th inning stretch, we got to go to take me out to the ball game. And I'm going to take a quick stretch break myself. So if you choose to stand and sing, take me out to the ball game. right, the seventh inning stretch is in the books. We are ready to head on to the bottom of the seventh with the new pitcher, George Frazier. George Frazier. This is 1986. He's with the Cubs. In 87, he's with the Twins. And if you saw the last Twins game I did the other day, George Frazier got knocked out pretty early. All right, here's John Russell, 56, and that is a 13. That's a strikeout. So once again, the Phillies are striking out at record pace. One down. We'll get a pinch hitter for Carmen because he has reached his full batters faced entry. And in the bullpen will be venerable Kent DeColvey. So Kent DeColvey will be warming up in the Philly bullpen in back of Carmen. Phillies will go to a pinch hitter. And let's see, with a right-hander Frazier, they're looking for a left-hander, and Greg Gross is like pinch hitter extraordinaire for them. So Greg Gross will get the at-bat. He will pinch hit for Carmen. And then DeColvey will come in and pitch the top of the eighth. DeColvey is a B-grade pitcher with a Z. All right, so Greg Gross is up with one out and the base is clear. 33 for Gross. That's a 7. That's a base hit. You can't stop a 7. I don't care if you're Sandy Koufax or Cy Young or whoever. Nobody's going to stop a 7. Not in the basic game. Anyway, I don't even know if you can stop that in the master game, but definitely not in the basic game. So Gross is aboard with a pinch hit single, and that'll bring up Gary Reedus. Reedus is your batter. I think I had Russell up there by mistake. Not sure what happened on that one. Why are half my Phillies gone? What did I do to my Phillies? Did I mix them up with the Cubbies? I think I did. Yeah, I did. Figures. All right. Let's get everybody back in place. Reedus is your batter. Stone, Samwell, and then Schmidt, and Hayes, and Wilson, and then Russell. Okay. So I think I did make a boo-boo, and I think I did bat. I think I forgot to move Russell's card out, and I think I batted Russell in place. I'm not going to worry about it. So. All right, here's Reedus. 16, and that's a 28 with a runner on first. 28, runner on first. 28 is out at first, runner to second. So Gross will take second base. The out will go short to first. So Dunstan's only play was to throw to first. For 2 away. But now that puts a potential insurance run in an opportunity to score with scoring position. Gross runs normally. They do have Aguayo, a fast runner they could pinch run with maybe. They also have Renicky that can pinch run. He's fast. I think with 2 outs, I think they'll go ahead and just let Gross stay there. So here is Stone, 51. And 51 is a 10, so that might very well get the base runner home. Runner on second base, a C-grade pitcher, runner on second base, and a 10. So we got a C-grade pitcher, runner on second base, and a 10. Single infield hit, runner to third. So didn't matter if it's fast or slow, they weren't going to score. It was an infield hit. So Stone with an infield hit puts runners at the corners with 2 outs. And Juan Samuel is your batter. Frazier has to get out of the mess. 42 is a 13. He certainly does. He strikes out Samuel to end the inning. And that's going to be it for Frazier. He was in there just for the 1 inning. And he, despite giving up some stuff, in theory, did his job because he got the Phillies off the scoreboard. So Frazier goes 1 inning. He's going to give up 2 hits, no runs. He does strike out 2. And we go to the top of the 8th. We'll get a new pitcher for the Phillies. And that new pitcher, hello, Robbie. Good to see you. The new pitcher for the Phillies in the top of the 8th will be Venerable Kent DeColvey. He will be the new Phillies pitcher. Taking over, he is a B-grade pitcher with a Z quality. And the pitcher spot is due up, so we're going to have a pinch hitter, Thad Bosley, will pinch hit for the Cubs as he pinch hits for the pitcher Frazier. And then we'll figure out who the new pitcher is going to be for the Cubbies in the 8th. Got Schmidt, Hayes, and Wilson, a couple of righties. So probably will be Gumpert. You're not going to bring in Lee Smith when you're behind. So it looks like it's going to be Dave Gumpert. Dave Gumpert loosening in the bullpen. All right, so Schmitty will lead off the bottom of the 8th, but first we're in the top of the 8th, and it's going to be Thad Bosley. So we'll put in Thad Bosley. Pinch hit. 2-1 Philly. I'm sorry, 3-2 Phillies, top of the 8th. Bosley against DeColvey. 42, and that is a 14, and that will be a walk because he only has the Z, not the double Z. So Thad Bosley will get the base on balls, and he is the tying run, and he's on base with nobody out. He is a fast runner also, so we're certainly not going to pinch run for him. He is a fast runner. Here is Bob Dernier. Could bunt. So I don't like the bunt, but in this case, I think I will. We're going to go ahead and have Dernier bunt. First, we'll roll on his card. Get a 31. That's a 14, but we're bunting here. It would have been ball 2 because of the run of the Z on Colby. But a 14 with runner on first, a 14 based on balls. Batter takes first or second, but it's a 2-ball count because of the Z. So get to try the bunt again. Try the bunt again. I agree, Robbie. That's why this is probably a one-time deal on Funday Friday. 14 for Dernier is a 30. So we go to the bunt chart for 30, and the sacrifice bunt chart for 30 is out at first, 5-4 fielder's choice, or not fielder's choice, but 5-4 put out as the second baseman was covering. So Bosley will get the extra base. We'll take the second base on the 5-4 put out. Schmidt to Samwell covering first. And now they have a runner in scoring position, the tying run for Ryan Sandberg. 45 for Sandberg is a 14. Don't know if that Z will hold up. Runner on second. 14, straight out base on balls, so the Z doesn't matter. Not even a double Z would matter in this case, according to the book. So Sandberg walks, puts 2 on, with only 1 out for Gary Matthews, the Sarge. Steve Bedrosian loosening in the Philly bullpen. 15 for the Sarge is a 10. 10 with runners at first and second. This could be an infield hit again. Just had a 10 recently. DeColvey is a B-grade pitcher on a 10. B-grade pitcher on a 10 with the runners at first and second. Says, oh, here we go. It said runners at first and second. A B and a 10 is out at first. Pitcher to first base with the runners advancing. So runners advance, but there are now 2 outs. So it's not going to be a hit. It'll be second and third. As DeColvey made the play to first base. Both runners in scoring position now for Keith Moreland, right fielder. 65, that's a 35 with runners at second and third. 35, fielding column 2, runners second and third, is a pop out to the first baseman unless there's a W on the card. DeColvey actually has a Z, so he will foul out to the first baseman, Von Hayes, and they leave 2 runners on base to the Cubbies. So we go to the bottom of the 8th, and that'll do it for DeColvey, as they will have Steve Bedrosian come in and try to close the deal in the 9th inning. Didn't do the numbers for Carmen like I was supposed to do. Kind of delinquent on that setup. So let me give you Carmen's numbers. He went 7 innings, did Carmen. He gave up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just 5 hits, and the 1 run, which was earned. He did walk a few. Let's see, 1. Actually, Colby walked 2, so he was the one that was walking a few. Carmen only walked 1. Struck out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Colby 1 inning pitch, 2 walks, nothing else. And Bedrosian will be coming in to pitch the top of the 9th. Coming in to pitch the bottom of the 8th will be Dave Gumpert. Gumpert is a C-grade pitcher with a Y. So we'll see what happens with Gumpert, as Gumpert will be coming on to pitch. Mr. Gumpert. He will make his way in, replacing George Frazier. And he'll be facing Schmidt, Hayes, and Wilson. Bottom of the 8th. Still a 3-2 Phillies lead. Schmidt against Gumpert. 36 for Schmidt is a 33 with the bases empty. I believe it's like a pop out or something, if I remember correctly. Let's see, 33. Yep, it's a pop out to second unless the pitcher has a Y. Gumpert has the Y, so it's going to be a strikeout. He will strike out Schmidt. Schmidt strikes out. Here's Von Hayes. 32 for Hayes is a 26, and that's going to be a 4-3 ground out to Sandberg for 2 down. And that'll bring up Glenn Wilson. 62 is a 30. That's a fly to left. Got that part memorized. And that's going to end the 8th inning. So we go to the 9th, last chance for the Cubs. They trail it 3-2, and they will have to do it against Steve Bedrosian, the closer. So Bedrosian making his way in. And Bedrosian is a B-grade pitcher with an X. Interesting, all 3 Cub pitchers have been C-grade pitchers. All 3 Philly pitchers have been B-grade pitchers. All right, so for the Cubs, it's Jody Davis, Ron Say, and Manny Trio, but there will be pinch hitters because there are some lefties on the bench that the Cubs can use. I mean, I forgot to even write Leon Durham on here. I don't know how I've left him off the list, but Leon Durham is definitely on the bench, along with Terry Francona and Martinez and a switch hitter Mumphrey. So there are a bunch of guys that they can use. So I don't know what they want to do as far as Jody Davis. Do they have a backup catcher on the bench? I don't think they have a backup catcher that I'm aware of. So I think we're going to have to let Jody Davis hit. Although he's a decent hitter, he's a 250 hitter. Moreland could technically catch. He's more technically the backup. So Martinez is a 139 here. We're not going to use him. Francona's 250. He's the same as Davis. Mumphrey 304. I think we're going to have Jerry Mumphrey pinch hit for Davis. So Jerry Mumphrey will do the pinch hitting. It'll be Mumphrey to lead it off. Pinch hitting for Jody Davis. And if it goes extra or to the bottom of the 9th, they will move Keith Moreland to catch, and they can always put Mumphrey in right field to take the place of Moreland. So going for the best offense they can find. Cool, Roger. Glad it brings back memories. I don't have a lot of memories with Apple because I didn't really play it that much. Just like I said, it's one of these games that I have and I've owned and I've played a few times on the channel. So it was perfect for Funday Friday. All right, so here's Mumphrey against Bedrosian. 31 is a 9. He's a B-grade pitcher. B-grade pitcher, but a 9 on a B-grade pitcher is still going to be a single past shortstop. So Mumphrey, who's a fast runner, is on first base with a leadoff single to start the top of the 9th. Mumphrey. And if it goes to the bottom of the ninth, they'll put Mumphrey in right field and move Moreland to the catching position. Here's Ron Say. He's a 273 hitter, so I think we'll let Say hit for himself against against Bedrosian. Oh, a 66. I think it was a right move. That's a 1. It is long, and it is gone. And it's how well can you roll doubles in this game? They ought to change the name from APA to doubles. It would be basically the same thing. 2-run home run from Ron Say because we rolled a 66. And Steve Bedrosian had no chance in hell of stopping it. All right, so Trio will be pinch hit for by Leon Durham, and Durham's going to come in and play first base the rest of the way. So the bull, Leon Durham, will step to the plate. 2-run pinch hit home run, rather. Or not pinch hit, 2-run home run from Ron Say. 22. That's a 7. That's a base hit for the bull, Leon Durham. And Bedrosian, due to no fault of his own, is getting spanked. Here's Dunston. Not going to pinch hit for him. And another 22. That's a 0. We're going to the second roll. Get a 31. That's a 6. That'll be a double. Let's see if the run scores. Runner on first. A B-grade pitcher and a 6 is a double. Fast runner will score. Well, Durham's not fast, which means he will hold at third base. And Sean Dunston with a double. Sean Dunston with a double. Second and third, still nobody out. And we'll get a pinch hitter for Gumpert as Lee Smith is warming up. And it will be Terry Francona. Francona will pinch hit. He was a 250 hitter in 1986. So Francona will pinch hit. Infield is in. I was in the Signal Corps myself, Roger. 31 Mike, Signal Corps, Fort Gordon, Georgia. Infield in, 62, 32. Runners at second and third with a 32. Field in column 2. 32, fly out. Runner on third scores, others hold. The pitcher has an X, it's a strikeout. So Bedrosian, since he has the X, it will not be a sacrifice fly. It will be a strikeout. So by having the X, he takes away the sacrifice fly opportunity. So 1 away. Infield still in for Dernier. But at least Bedrosian staved off the sacrifice fly via having the X. 44, more doubles. That's an 8. Bedrosian is an 8. He's a B with an 8 on second and third. A B and an 8 is a fly out, runners advance, 1 base. So basically a sacrifice fly, but all runners advance. So Durham will score. Dunston will go to third on the sacrifice fly by Dernier. Another insurance run as Durham scores and Dunston goes to third. There are now 2 outs. 3 runs are in. It's 5-3 Cubbies. And here's Sandberg. 12. That's a 25 with runners on the corners. So let me get my runners on the corner tab. Runners on the corners. And we said it was a 12, which is a 25. And it says here, let's see, where's the infield back? Okay, it would have been a double play. But since there's already 2 outs, it's just going to be a ground out to short to end the inning. But a 3-run ninth for the Cubbies. 2-run homer from Ron Say and a sacrifice fly from Bob Dernier. And the Cubbies now take a 5-3 lead into the bottom of the ninth. And coming on to pitch for the Cubbies will, of course, be Lee Smith. Lee Smith will get the call. He is a B grade pitcher with an X and a Y. Lee Smith. So Bedrosian's going to go 1 inning, give up a total of 4 hits and 3 runs. No walks and 1 strikeout. He is set to take the loss. Gumpert would get the win. The score holds what it is. Gumpert pitched a 1-2-3 inning with a strikeout. So he would be qualified for the win. It's Russell, Jeltz, and Bedrosian, the scheduled hitters, but of course we will have pinch hitting action for the Phillies. And let's see who they have. They have Renicky, a left-hander, who could pinch hit. Melendez has only had 8 at-bats. I don't really want to use him. So Renicky will pinch hit for the pitcher spot. Let's see if they have anybody else they want to use. Reynolds is not a good hitter. How about Rick Shue? Is Rick Shue a decent hitter? He was a decent hitter, certainly was. Third baseman. Russell's 241, Jeltz 290. They're going to pinch hit for Jeltz, obviously. So it'll be Russell, Shue, and Renicky. That'll be the scheduled. Those are the 3 scheduled hitters. Russell, Shue, and Renicky. So it's Russell, Shue, and Renicky. Due up against Lee Smith. Bottom of the 9th, 5-3. Cubs lead. And the only 2 in the bullpen now for the Cubs are the 2 lefties, DePino and Fontenot. But if you're the Cubbies, you're not looking for them. You're looking for Lee Smith to close it out. Here's Russell. 31 is a 9. B-grade pitcher and a 9 with the bases empty. I still think it's a base hit if my memory serves me correctly. But I'll verify. Trust but verify. Bases empty, 9's a single. I think that's how the top of the 9th started, was a single on a 9B, but I could be wrong. Either way, Russell's aboard. And that'll bring up the pinch hitter, Rick Shue. Or as Chris Berman called him, Rick Really Big Shoe. He is going to step to the plate. 53 is a 20. First base, fielding column 2. Make sure they're still fielding column 2. Trio was a 3. Did Durham change that? Durham's a 4. Still not enough to put him over the top, so he's still a fielding column 2. 53 is a 20. 20 says first on error, runner to second. Ryan Sandberg makes his second error. Are you kidding me? His second error on Ryan Sandberg in this game. Yep, it's realistic, folks. It's realistic. Ryan Sandberg makes 2 errors all the time. So Rick Shue is aboard. Tying runs are now on base with nobody out. And that's going to bring up Renicky, the pinch hitter. 23, that's a 12. So we go to runners at first and second. Runners at first and second. And a 12, fielding column 2. Batter safe at first on fielder's choice. 1 runner out at second, other safe at third. So it's a 6-4 fielder's choice. Getting Shue out at first base. Renicky will reach. Going to third is Russell. So Shue is out of there. Renicky. I don't know what happened to his little thing I had for him. Must have got buried under some of these cards because I can't find it. Must have got knocked over somewhere. Oh well. We'll just put a white piece here to tell you that somebody's there on base. All right, so Renicky is on first. On third is Russell. Oh, there's Renicky. Okay, he was buried. That's why I couldn't find him. There he is. Let's get Renicky out there. I'm going to do it right, I guess. All right, so 1 out, runners at the corners. So let's move it to first and third on the chart. 1 out, infield back for the double play because they lead by 2. They need outs. Run on third means nothing. Here's Gary Reedus. 36 for Reedus is a 33. 33. High fly, pop up to second, unless the pitcher has a K. He does not, so it's a pop out to Sandberg. 2 down, and more importantly, the runners don't go anywhere. Now it's down to Jeff Stone. Last chance for the Phillies. 22. And we knew we were going to roll doubles at some point. 22 is an 8. B grade pitcher. First and third with an 8. Single to right. One runner scores. Other runner to third. Slow runner is out at third. Renicky, I don't believe, is a slow runner. He's a fast runner, so he's going to go to third. He's going to third. So it's a single to right. One runner scores, the other to third. So a run is in. Renicky is to third. Stone makes it to first. It's now a 5-4 game with 2 outs. And again, those doubles, I'm telling you, you can have the 62 Mets. If you roll doubles enough, you'll win a championship in Napa. All right. Just telling it like it is. Take it for what it's worth. Here's Samuel. Doubles again. 33. That's a 0. We're going to the secondary roll. 32 is an 11. So on an 11, first and third, it's a single to left. Runner scores. Other runner to second unless he's fast. Stone, I believe, is a fast runner. Stone is a fast runner. So he will make it to third. And we got a tie game. Juan Samuel with a base hit has tied this game. We're all tied at 5. And Michael Jack Schmidt with a chance to win it. Here in the bottom of the 9th. 24 is a 13. Struck him out. And wouldn't you know it, Mike Schmidt has the golden sombrero with 4 strikeouts. And we also are going to extra innings. Just what I wanted in APA. Because I love this game so much, I really wanted to play extra innings, and here we are. Wouldn't you know it? Now I got to get the defense all straight. Louis Aguayo will come in and play shortstop because we pinch hit for Jelt, so Aguayo is the new shortstop. And he will bat in the number 8 position. Renicky, who pinch hit, he's going to be out of the game, period. Don't need him anymore. Same with Shu. Everybody else is pretty much status quo, so they are set. So Lee Smith blows the save. Phillies now will go to their bullpen, and they'll go to Tom Hume for the top of the 10th. Tom Hume. Hume is a B pitcher. He's a C pitcher if he starts, but he's a B pitcher if he relieves. So he's a B pitcher with nothing else, just a B. And he'll be facing Matthews, Moreland, and Mumphrey. Matthews, Moreland, and Mumphrey. Moreland, remember, is now the catcher. So top of the 10th, here we go. 41, and that is a 24. I go way back to bases empty. Fielding column 2. And a 24. 41 and a 24 is a ground out to short. 1 away. 1 down. Brings up Keith Moreland, the catcher. 44, and we get a 7. That's a base hit for Keith Moreland. So a 1-out single by Moreland. I should have been keeping track of how often I rolled, how many doubles I rolled in this game. Here's Mumphrey. He stayed in the game to play right field after pinch hitting for the catcher, Jody Davis. 34 is a 31. Runner on first. I still think it's a fly to left. I mean, a fly to center. And it is. That didn't change. 2 down. For Ron Say, he hit a big home run in the top of the 9th that originally gave the Cubs the lead. 14 is a 30. That's a fly to left, and that's going to end the inning. So the Cubs, Phillies had 2 there. Cubs get 0 in the 10th. We go to the bottom of the 10th. And the Cubs will need a new pitcher. Who will they go to? It's going to be left-hander Frank DiPino. Frank DiPino, the left-hander. He is on. He is the 5th pitcher used by the Cubs. DiPino, a C-grade pitcher with an X. Now, do we double switch, or is there a need to double switch? I don't think so. I think we're okay. Let's see, I believe we used Frank. Did we use Francona as the pitcher? Yes, we did. Okay, so we got Martinez and Spire on the bench. Could double switch because DiPino is set to bat 4th next inning. So I think there might be a double switch here. We're going to go to Dave Martinez, I think. I think we're going to Dave Martinez. Yes, we are. He's not a very good hitter, but he's going to play left field in place of the Sarge, Gary Matthews. And he will bat 9th. So he will bat in the upcoming at bat here. Actually, the pitcher spot's going to bat 3rd this inning. So it'll be Durham, Dunston, and then the Dave Martinez. The Sarge will come out, and DiPino will hit in his spot. So it's a mess. So Spire, the only one left on the bench, and Fontenot, the only one left in the bullpen for the Cubs. It'll be lefty on lefty matchup. DiPino against Von Hayes. The Hayes, Wilson, and Russell. 66. It's a 0. That's his trouble. 44. It's gone. Forget about it. It's all over. Double city. Von Hayes walks it off with a home run. And all I can say is with APA is you can double your pleasure with all these doubles that get you the win. Phillies win it by the score of 6-5. First batter DiPino faces. He gives up a home run to Von Hayes. And since we're playing basic, lefty on lefty meant nothing. Von Hayes was a -12 against lefties if you played the splits, but we didn't. So there you go. So let's check out the hits for both teams. For the Cubbies, let's see, Hume gave up a single there, so that's 10 hits for the Cubs. But they had 3 errors in the game, did the Cubbies. Phillies, see, 6 hits there, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, wait, I'm looking at the wrong side. Hold on. 1 for Colby. All right, for the Phillies, let me double check this here. In the 9th, 1, 2, 3. So 4 extra hits. So they had, I've got them for 10 hits as well. And I don't know if the Phillies made any errors. Double check that. I don't see any errors on my score sheet for them. So there you go. I'll leave the 44 there because that's applicable and reminiscent of how this game went. Von Hayes, that 44 on the secondary number is a 1, and DiPino just throws his hands up, says, "What do you want me to do about it, coach?" So there you go. Funday Friday in the books. I don't know how fun it was for you guys. I was moderately entertained, and I use that entertainment term loosely because, as I've said many times, friends don't let friends play APA. But since it fell into my Funday Friday category of not playing a game in a long time, I brought it out, and now you can see why I don't play this game in a long time, because it's all about the doubles. You remember that movie, All About the Benjamins? This is all about the doubles. I'll take the worst 9 guys that ever played baseball. You roll me doubles on APA, and we'll win a championship. That's just the way it is, plain and simple. So if you like a simplistic game with where doubles do everything for you, go to APA. You want a real game, real man's game, play Stratomatic. That's just my best advice to you. So Funday Friday's in the books. Cubbies lose 6-5 to the Phillies. If you're an APA fan, I feel sorry for you, but if that's what you like, go for it. Because I do say play the game you like the way you like to play it. I just feel sorry for you. That's all. There's no other words. If there was a support group, I'd make one up for you, but I just can't do it. So anyway, that's gonna do it from here. Till next time. Hope you are having a great weekend wherever you are on this Funday Friday. And until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play besides APA, and play it the way you like. Until next time, I'll see you down the road.